is Greg Gaffney here with Gag Order, hanging out with my man Watsky here at, where are we?
We're at the Paradise Rock Club in Allston, Massachusetts right now.
And, you know, there's some, whose jazz band is this right now? What is this, you know?
The band playing? That's BCAP. He's a friend of mine who I know from the local Boston scene when I went to school around here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's good. And then it's Dumbfounded, then you?
Yep.
Nice.
Destruct opened with a DJ set. We have BCAP, then Dumbfounded's gonna play for 45, and then we're on.
Nice, nice. And is it fair to say that like a lot of your exposure, I guess, is due to Pale Kid Raps Fast?
There's definitely a huge portion of my audience who found me through that. That was my first foot in the door in terms of having a big internet presence. There is a segment of my audience who knew my poetry work before that because I was on this now canceled TV show called Def Poetry Jam. And then there's people who I picked up along the way. I mean, just in terms of social media numbers, when that video happened, I probably got up to like 50,000 Facebook fans or something, but in the 2 years since then, a lot of people have discovered my work because I've been chipping away with original content since then. So yeah, it definitely helped me a lot, but I think there's a lot of people who discovered me through other things too.
Right. And is it, did you ever imagine it blowing up that big, or was it kind of something you just did and had fun with it, or was it something you were like, I need to put up something that is gonna blow me up?
Honestly, it was kind of a calculated move. I was having a lot of trouble getting traction through my poetry work and finding a broad audience for it, and I was just trying to figure out what is it that makes the video really pop on the internet, and I didn't know that it would be that successful, but the intention was to create something that was very shareable. Yeah.
And I guess that brings into the next question is like, where did rap come in inside your poetry? Like, I know you were like a slam poet for a long time, and when did you think like rap was another venture you could take?
Probably before I started doing spoken word. Honestly, I fell in love with hip-hop like 8th grade, 9th grade, and I've always been that kid who thought he could freestyle at the party, and who, you know, the two of them developed with each other at the same time. I was always rapping while I was doing spoken word. It's just that spoken word happened to become a more viable outlet for me first, and now it's flipped around the other direction.
Right. And, you know, we're here in Boston. You went to school at Emerson, was it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And do you see Boston as, like, your home crowd away from your home crowd?
I have a few cities that do really well for me where I've spent a lot of time. Boston is one of them for sure. I mean, this Paradise show is kind of an eye-opener in terms of the kind of crowd we can bring out, because we played the Middle East downstairs 9 months ago and didn't sell it out, and that's half the size, so I don't know what happened, I don't know what got into the water, but like, it seems word is spreading in some way, and I think that's partly due to the fact that I spend a lot of time here. You know, the Emerson crowd is probably strong for me. A lot of the students at Berkeley might be out here because the band went to Berkeley and Northeastern and stuff, You know, we have a strong Boston connection.
Right. And you just dropped an album recently. What was the date on that album?
That came out March 12th, and it's called Cardboard Castles.
And what's the concept behind the title Cardboard Castles? I mean, I can think of a few myself, but just wanted to hear it from the man himself.
Cardboard Castles is about creating your dream out of what you have available to you, and to me, the point of the album is connecting that moment where you have a dream and you aspire to do something with the moment the dream is realized, and that you're the same person if you're 12 years old in your bed having a fantasy about what you want your life to be like when that fantasy actually comes true, and that moment of the dream being born and the moment of the dream being realized are two very powerful things, and kind of connecting them to each other.
Yeah, that's cool. That's deep. I like that a lot, actually. And you know, one of your singles off it, so with Kate Nash, you just had Kate Nash perform with you in Irving Plaza, didn't you?
Yeah, she came and did a cameo at the show. It was rad.
How was it, you know, working with her in the studio and working with her on stage?
You know, I didn't work with her in the studio. She sent it from London, so it was my first time actually meeting her in the flesh, and it was great. I mean, we'd done the video together, but it was really cool because she's such an approachable person, and she was so open to, you know, she had no idea that it was going to be a good show. She just was like down to collaborate with us and did it, and it turned out awesome. Nice.
And another video that we thought was pretty funny was the Show Goes On over the Lupe Fiasco instrumental.
Right on.
And you had, inside the music video, you were performing in front of stuffed animals, and we were wondering if you got any funny looks while you were shooting that, any kind of awkward neighbors, like, what is this kid doing here?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I love that. I think it's so funny when people, like, you get people's actually genuine reaction on tape. It's more compelling to me than something that's been tightly planned out.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people come up not knowing what's up, but I think as long as you stick to your guns and you own it, you put on a confident performance. Like, we had people come up and sit in the lawn chairs who made it into the video just because they came and sat.
That's so cool.
And watched performance.
That's so cool. And you have your own record label.
Well, sort of. I have a deal with an independent label where they allowed me to control the content and do what I wanted, and they gave me an advance. And it's one of these indie deals where you get complete creative freedom, and you may not have the muscle of a major behind you, but you get an imprint under their label, and you just get a lot more freedom. So have an imprint under an independent distribution company.
Right. And so, like, what can you do through Steel Wool?
Steel Wool, I mean, first and foremost, Steel Wool started off as a production company for music videos.
Right.
So we put the record out under its name, but in terms of what we're actually doing on a daily basis, it's mostly boots on the ground video production work. And it started out as a way to produce my videos, and has branched into a way to actually have a company that has an insurance policy and rental agreements and relationships where we can actually legitimize our productions and help other artists and create content for them.
Right. And this tour you're on right now, what's the name of this tour?
Cardboard Castles tour, supporting the album.
Yeah. And you're going to Europe, right?
We are, yeah. We're spending a month there in May.
Is that your first time in Europe on tour?
We played London in July, but this is the first time actually doing like a cohesive set of dates.
Right. And what can you expect from Europe? Like, I don't know how. Like, do you have a huge, like, what's your European appeal?
Well, obviously I'm European, so they're gonna love me. I don't know. I think we're gonna do great in the English-speaking countries. I think we'll do great in Ireland, England, Scotland. I think we'll probably have certain places where we'll do well, like outside of that, like maybe Netherlands and Germany. But I fully expect us to bomb everywhere else. But to be honest with you, it's an excuse to travel to Europe with my friends. And,
absolutely. And
we might end up breaking even on it, but I love that. Every time we tour, I want us to go further out. And
it's worth it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're traveling with our best friends, playing music, going to crazy countries. Like, I even if not that many people show up, it's a big win for me.
Exactly. And what do you look forward to in Europe? Like, where do you have like a set date that you're really waiting to hang out in? Or
we have some time off before London. That'll be cool. I mean, when you're gigging and you're moving every day, it's tough to actually soak in a place. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for Switzerland. I don't know. It's all exciting to me.
Yeah.
I've never been to Milan before. This is gonna be cool.
That's wicked cool. And what can we expect next from Watsky?
I'm hoping to put out a dedicated poetry project after this album, because spoken word is really important to me, and I feel like I have an opportunity to introduce people to spoken word who were not poetry fans before. And I've put some poetry pieces on my past music albums, but I'd like to actually do a CD that's just my poetry, or a chapbook that's just my poetry, to really reward the people who came to my work through that, not just, keep doing rap exclusively. I'll do more music projects in the future, but I'd like to come back to spoken word.
That'd be fantastic. And that's Watsky, about to kill Paradise Rock Club here in Boston. And where are you off to next?
We're playing Burlington, Vermont tomorrow, and then we swing through Canada and up through the northern part of the country.
Man, killing it on tour, and signing out.